Let's get into it. Sold Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin here. It is happening. Finally happening. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump says he's going to release 80 pages of JFK files on Tuesday. Today is Monday. I'm releasing this at nighttime. I'm sorry for the late and sparse posts, but I'm just working on getting my streaming thing up, working on a new editor. I have to think of that whole process. So it's been a lot, but this is a big story, man. I can't wait to just throw these 80,000 pages. Hopefully I could throw 80,000 pages. I'll do it 5,000 at a time. I don't care. Throw that into ChatGPT. Tell this thing to start giving me summaries of what's going on. Maybe even I'll do it live. And that's if they even release it in a PDF form. Who knows how they're going to release it? Maybe it's going to be something downloadable, whitehouse.com. Maybe it's just going to be on their site and that's it. I don't know. They haven't really said anything. I'll jump into this real quick before I play Trump's statement on the whole thing, just to see. We thought about it today. I know they're not going to know any more than I do. Sometimes as you start doing these videos, you respect. It's not that I respect the news less, but I start to realize they don't have any more information than I do. You know what I mean? So we don't yet know how they're going to be releasing this, but I'm hoping it's a PDF. I'm hoping they're stepping into 2025 and it's going to be a PDF and not just some crazy amount of pages on whitehouse.gov. But either way, it's going to get into the hands of the people. Trump says he wants nothing redacted, but I'll let him say it all. Let's go.
So we're at the Kennedy Center. Needs a lot of work. We're going to fix it, make it beautiful. It's a very big part of the fabric of D.C. and the Capitol. We're bringing back the Capitol. We're bringing back our country. But while we're here, I thought it would be appropriate. We are tomorrow announcing and giving all of the Kennedy files. So people have been waiting for decades for this, and I've instructed my people that are responsible, lots of different people, put together by Tulsi Gabbard, and that's going to be released tomorrow. We have a tremendous amount of paper. You've got a lot of reading. I don't believe we're going to redact anything. I said, just don't redact. You can't redact. But we're going to be releasing the JFK files, and that would be tomorrow. Do you have anything else to add to that, Carolyn? So that's a big announcement. They've been waiting for that for decades. Then I said during the campaign I'd do it, and I'm a man of my word. So tomorrow you have the JFK files. What time will they be released? Tomorrow afternoon. Okay.
Have you seen what's in the files? Have you read them?
I've heard about them.
Was there,
Anything interesting?
It's going to be very interesting.
was there an executive summary supplied to you, Mr. President?
No, I'm not doing summaries. You'll write your own summaries. It's many pages. Is it 80,000 pages? Approximately 80,000 pages. So it's a lot of stuff. And you'll make your own determination.
You have criticized President Biden for using AutoPen in the last few days. Have you yourself ever used AutoPen, sir?
Yeah, only for very unimportant papers. And I don't call them unimportant. If you do letters where people write in and, they'd love to have a response, and we'll write responses, and I'll sign them whenever I can. But when I can't, I, would use an AutoPen. But to use them for what they've used them for is terrible.
Yes, sir. And when you signed the CR...
Who are you with?
Sir, I'm with NBC News.
Oh, that's the same one. I don't want to talk to NBC anymore. I think you're so discredited.
Mr. President, when most people think of the Kennedy Center, they think of the Kennedy Center Honors. It takes place in December every year. Is that something that you anticipate hosting at the White House? And what do you think that
We're going to have honors. We're going to have, I think it's going to be a much bigger show than it has been in the past. It got tired, very boring, very radical.
How wild is it that the mainstream news doesn't have more questions about the Kennedy files while they're talking to the president and he's making such a monumental announcement? See, that's why they fall short all the time. I mean, Trump just out of nowhere, that poor lady didn't even do anything. Who you with? NBC. I don't want to talk to NBC anymore. You're so discredited. Because people in the news sphere, all the journalists are going to be like, who was that? Was that Kelly? Oh my God. Now Kelly's discredited. She's like, what did I do? What did I do? Hold on. I'm telling you, I made that video. When he asks who you are, good job. Good job. You just made it. You're going to be on Air Force One. You're going to be everywhere you need to be when it comes to the president, White House, all that. You're going to be in the Oval Office, all that. If he asks who you're with, you might as well leave. You might as well go home. But getting to the files, the only thing I hope for is that they're not done like the Epstein files were. Hopefully Pam Bondi wasn't like, I don't know, I just had 50 pages of the JFK files, and then somebody told me, a whistleblower said there's more, and I was like, what? So I'm just looking through them again. I mean, I love the team that he's put together, but Matt Gaetz wouldn't have done that. Let me tell you something. I'm just saying. Nancy Mace came through. She said 80,000 JFK pages to be released tomorrow. Somebody said this, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. They're like, here's page 1, and it's just all redacted. I'm hoping that is not the case. She even says this down here. She says, hope not. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping we're not looking at just a bunch of redacted lines. Trump says don't redact. Here's the thing. If the president says don't redact, I'm expecting to see 80,000 pages with zero redact on it. Just none. No black squares whatsoever. This is not BLM on Instagram. I don't want to see any black squares, no black rectangles, no black octagons, nothing of the sort. Nothing. I just want to see straight up words. And again, hopefully PDF, the second that I get a hold of it, I will bring you guys summaries. Trump's like, can you give us a summary? He's like, no, you guys will do your own summaries. This is 80,000 pages. Are you crazy? I'm not doing any summaries for anyone. And I mean, you can't get a summary on something like this. Something that was as put together as that whole thing. What happened before? What happened after? What were the magic bullet theory? Like, that's going to be something that's going to be done. That whole thing of it bouncing around, was that true? Were there two? And if it wasn't, that means there was two shooters. If there was two shooters, who was the other guy? Everything. Oh, I can't wait to find out. My other channel is Rogan based. We do a lot of Rogan content. Rogan's going to be talking about this. I mean, again, as soon as I get a hold of it, I'm probably just going to go live with it, and I'm going to just start throwing it into ChatGPT the best I can and just getting all the answers that I possibly can. That's all I can think to really do. Dan Bongino, speaking of the JFK files and this whole thing, the day that he is sworn in is the day that these files are announced to be released. There he is with Kash Patel, his new boss. There he is being sworn in. Very great day, man. I mean, I kind of still wish, and this is his official. He has a new, if you follow Dan Bongino, just know that his regular page, he won't be posting from anymore. I think there's some kind of conflict of interest. Anything that you're going to hear from him from now on is going to be on this official page. It is at FBI D Bongino, the DD, sorry. Yeah, so go and add that if you want to actually stay in touch with him. How many followers is he at? 81,000 already, of course. He probably just made it too. Man, very heartfelt when he signed off. But again, back to the Epstein files. Somebody wrote this, and I found it very spot on. Clandestine. If we are thinking in terms of a mass awakening and educating the public, JFK files are where to start. JFK's assassination is considered by many as a turning point when we lost our nation to the deep state. In order to fully understand the deep state and the corruption, the public will need to know how it all started. If the JFK files reveal what most Americans suspect, U.S./foreign agencies were involved in the JFK assassination. That's what Trump said. Trump said, I suspect that. That's what he said while he was running. So And you know what? Also funny, just before I go on here, I'll just hold my place here. But before I go on, Trump said that he's heard about the files, but he's also said that he read the files, right? He said if you saw what I saw, you wouldn't have released them either. Back when Mike Pompeo actually prompted him not to release them during his first term. He said that. He said, if you saw what I saw, you wouldn't release them either. What does that mean? And why is he now okay with that? Is it because he knew, maybe at the time he didn't know he was getting backdoored so hard by all those people? Now he realizes it, and it's just, no holds bar kind of thing. He thought he was playing nice with them, but they were really going after him. I don't know. But whatever he saw, he's now okay with the public seeing as well. And that's me being in regular land. If I want to go into tinfoil speedo land, I can say these things can get doctored, these things can get switched around. Maybe it's 80,001 pages and they just take that one very important page out. I don't really know who's going to keep count to see if it's really the full 80,000. There's going to be a lot of things to consider as these things get released. Just getting back to this, that door, that opens the door to explore all the corruption that followed and establishes a baseline confirmation to the public that the deep state truly exists. I mean, who is questioning that at this point? If the public knew that they assassinated Kennedy, they will be much more willing to believe that they are capable of some heinous acts in history. Ukraine, Epstein, etc. My viewpoint, my overall point is that I think Trump and his team have a plan to release all the secrets in a scheduled manner that is easy to follow and comprehend. There is a method to the madness. JFK is deep state 101. That's very true. That is the first, if there is, in this whole world, in this whole tinfoil speedo world, that is usually the first thing people are introduced to. There's a lot of argument to it. There's a lot of debate. There's a lot of theories. You can go really deep in it. It's just one of those things. So I think that person's dead on who said that. This is 101. There is a method to the madness. And I just hope for the best, quite honestly. But again, the second I know what's going on, the second I have a hold of it, I'll make sure to bring it to you guys on this channel. Anyways, I'm out.